Put our palm together, huh? Namo fundamental teacher Sakyamuni Buddha. Namo fundamental teacher Sakyamuni Buddha. Namo fundamental teacher Sakyamuni Buddha. The answer path deep, profound, subtle, wonderful Dhamma in 100,000 million eons is difficult to encounter. Now that I have come to receive and hold it within my sight and hearing, I vow to touch on the touch from one true and natural meaning. So tell me, what are the 8 consonants? Do you know?
It's all the senses, the consciousness, the mana, and the long-term memory.
I mean, alaya. You know all the sentences, the first 5 sentences. What are they?
Hearing, sight, feel, uh, I can't think right now. Smelling,
Yeah, that's right.
seeing. I think I already said that. And I forgot the other one.
The smelling, right?
Yeah, the smelling.
And the body touching, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the 5-1. Okay. And you know that the brain is very powerful, right? That is the one who help us to be able to distinguish, right? About the feeling, about the movement, about the sense, whatever. The brain is the power. Without the brain, we are dead men, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that means eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. That is the first 5 constant. Okay, first 5. And when the eye contact the form, the visual object, ear contact the sound, it means ear consonant. No contact the smell, it will create no the nose consonant. The tongue contact the taste object, it will create the tongue consonant. The body contact the touch object, will create the body consonant. And the consonant, it means the you be able to distinguish. But at this time, when you contact, it not you cannot be able to distinguish until the mind consonant let you know. The mana consonant, do you know what is the mana consonant for? The
Motion and feeling.
motion, feeling, and why do we have motion and feeling? Do you know why?
To determine our actions. I don't know.
What the mind consonant used for? What do they use for?
To think and I don't know. Just
You use the mind for what? With your brain. What do you think? What do you do with your brain?
to think.
It's more than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
All the senses come from or are processed by the mind.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Good. The mind consonant is for idea, right? You can create the idea, right? You have a creative idea come from the mind. You can have thought come from the mind. The monkey mind, that means the mind of hyper, it comes from the mind, right? The brain. Of course, the brain, they need to have a short-term memory, right? This is where we load the data. No memory, nothing work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the mind is the one, is the decision maker, right? It's very good or bad karma. It means the decision maker. The mind is the one. So in order to make the decision, we need to have the mind. Okay? And after the decision making, it will make this file here. That means that when we go back to here, that means the mind control the body and the now. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me.
Baby. Yeah, milk.
Okay, so basically, so the mind is important. So we have to. So thinking, very good decision or bad decision, or create a bad karma or good karma. Karma, it means action. Okay, the action of the mind, the action of the mouth, and the action of the body. Okay, the mana, that means you go ahead and read this thing for me.
It clings on the data in Allah storehouses as a notion of a self, which is I, me, mine, and my. Therefore, grasps data from the mind consciousness and use it to acquire knowledge in the Allah storehouses. Allah returns the search results to the consciousness, and then it will pass the result to the mind consciousness.
So you understand what does that mean?
It uses mind consciousness to think and
Okay, can you give me an example when you see a flower? Let's say a rose flower. What do you do?
it uses its long-term memory to like remember the rose flower, and then the Allah makes like uh
Okay, can you walk me through that from step number 1 to all the way? That means the 4 layer. This will be the first layer, this is second layer, this is third layer, this is 4 layer. Can you walk me through with the example of the I see the rose flower?
the I goes through the consciousness, which then goes to the 7th consciousness, and the Allah sends it to the storehouses, which gets the idea from the memory of the rose flower, and then it sends it back, and then it creates thoughts about the rose flower.
Yeah, that's right. Great thought about rose flower. That's correct. So basically, when the eyes contact the rose flower, that means they see the flower, right? So the eye consciousness, it's just like the camera, it will take a picture of the rose flower, right? It doesn't know. The eye consciousness at this time, they do not know this is the rose flower, okay? So it will take a picture of it and it will transfer the data, the image data of the rose flower to the mind consciousness, to the nerve, remember? To the nerve, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one, the consonant, the mind consonant receive it, and it will at this time it look into the memory, but they but they have no information about rose flower. So what they do is they will ask the mana for help, and the mana will wrap the data from the memory for the image for the rose flower, and the mana, because this is about the self, right? That means the ego, the pride, right? You understand the ego, right? That means anything come from here, I want to know the detail. Okay, so what do? They go ahead and they send the mana would send the rose flower image to the alaya, and you know what? They want the alaya help them to inquire the knowledge about the object. Okay, so what this guy do is, okay, alaya, can you help me to find out what did this object mean? So alaya, the reason is the alaya can be able to find the data because in the past If in the past, if we have a chance to learn about the rose flower from book, from teacher, or from whoever, right? Those knowledge will be in here. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So when the Alaya search word, if we happen to have that knowledge, it will retrieve that knowledge from it, and that will become the result. And it will pass the result back to the mana, and the mana do it. Mana will compare the initial data come from the memory and the result. They compare the two together, and this is where the feeling come up. That's where you get emotion. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You compare. That's how you trigger the emotion. Okay? Emotion, there are three different types of emotion. Happy, suffer, that means you neither happy nor suffer. That means neutral. That is three. Okay? So this one right here. So when they get the result, right? They pass the result back to the my consonant, and my consonant go into the short-term memory. And this at this time you have the full image of the flower, and this is where you can have a thought about the rose flower. And you can say, oh, this rose flower, it's called rose flower, and the color is red, and the size is small or big, depend on the image you have, right? And anything about related to that object, you will know based on the result. So that's important. So this one is very important. Whatever we take from outside and we put in here, if we put all the good stuff in here, then you have a good data in here, the useful data in here. This is how the person becomes creative, the person becomes smart, the intelligent, or the person becomes wise, or the person becomes foolish. For example, if we have a lot of hatred, anger, greedy, then this person is, do you think you can call this person wise? No wise. But this person may be intelligent, right? He could be intelligent, but he's not wise. But what about if he not good? He do not take care of good. He did not do good in school. That means he did not have the knowledge in here.
Mm-hmm.
Education. What happened when you, let's say that you if we don't spend time to learn the math test, right, for the Monday test, do you think that when you do the test on Monday, do you have the knowledge about it? No. Let's say that, okay, if we do not spend time on studying about our math test for Monday, right? Then we spend time to play, right? That's okay. Then you do not have the knowledge inside the Alaya. So let's say on the Monday test, right? The teacher give you about the test is 20 questions, okay? And you know what? When you get to those questions, some of them you know, and some of them you do not know how to solve it. Because what happened is maybe you look at the first question is very easy, and you say, and you go through the process. That means the the I consonant will take the image of the first problem, right? On the test, it will send to the my consonant, and the my consonant log into the memory, but they not have the knowledge about solving the problem. So this guy right here, asking Mana, can you help me to inquire the knowledge, the solution for this? Okay, Mana say, okay, I will do that, because the Mana, that means the self, they want to know everything come from here. So what they do is they inquire the detail, and the Alaya say, okay, all right. In this case, okay, for this the first question is easy, so it will return you the method how to solve the problem, right? So this is the solution. We come back and this guy compare the data come in and the result, and you know what? It's excited. Then they give back to the mind consonant, and the mind consonant look into the memory, and you have the detail about the method how to solve for this problem, because you already solved this problem in class when you learn from your teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Then your teacher may help. He already helped you to solve the problem while he teaching this, right? And that's why you have the knowledge about to solve that problem. Or maybe in your homework, you already solved that problem and you know how to solve it, right? Therefore, the knowledge in here, it will help you to solve that problem. And you know what? When this guy right here, the mind consonant, be able to see the solution, right? Then you know what? The mind will communicate with the body consonant. We say that, okay, now, no, communicate with the eye consonant. Okay, I already have a solution. So the eye consonant be able to understand, okay, this is the way I need to do. You know what does that mean? It means that the mind will control the body, right? To using the hand to solve the problem. Does that make sense? That's important. What happened when you come to, let's say that the problem number 7 is very difficult. You see it, you haven't seen this problem before. Then you know what happened, the process. Can you help me to demonstrate the process when you see that problem?
Well, first, the problem that you're seeing goes through the eyes and gets processed through the mind and all that, but the mind doesn't know what it is yet. So it goes through the mana, and then the mana asks the alaya storehouses for help to see if it's in the long-term memory, and then the alaya storehouse sends the information back to the mind, and the mind then solves the problem.
But let's say that the problem you see, the number 7 is a difficult one. You haven't seen that before. What happened to the alaya come back?
Well, it tries because it's just trying to connect like things. So if you see a rose, then it connects it and say that's a rose. But if it doesn't know, then it just tries to do whatever it can to like whatever information it has, and then tries to connect it with the problem to help you figure it out.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So let's say that the alaya have very little knowledge about the problem you are looking at right now, right? So alaya will learn whatever they have, right? To the mana. The mana will compare and give the result back to the mind consonant, and the mind consonant will look the result into the short-term memory. So when you think, right, when you thought about based on the data you have in the memory, this is your thinking. Oh, you still not have enough information to solve the problem. And you struggle, right? And you keep thinking, and that means you asking the mana again, can you go in here and search for the more detail? And you know what? We go back and forth until you give up. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So when you ask the mana for the second time, and the mana, okay, if you do not have enough information, let me go ahead and try to do the searching. Asking the alaya keep going and do the searching. Maybe this time they also maybe have a little more information come back, just a little bit more. So it try to give you some kind of information back, and the alaya back to the mana compared with result with the initial, and they see the difference. And well, they give the result back to the mind consonant, and the mind consonant loaded into the memory. It still not be able to help you to solve the problem. And you keep go back and forth, and that's why you spend a lot of time to figure out. You know what? This guy right here, it's just like upload and download for between the two. You see that? Between the 6 and the 8. So this guy is also important. Upload and download. This is just a communication link between 6 and 8. So finally, you give up. You say that, okay, number 7, I do not know how to do it. Oh, maybe you do it, but you wrongly saw the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a wrong answer. You go ahead and do it, but they give you the wrong answer. And when, oh, maybe when it's too tough, you skip it. You go to the next one, and you keep doing that. If we did not study, we don't have enough information in here. When we see the problem given in the test, you will spend a lot of time for this guy right here. It will spend a lot of time to go back and forth for the same problem. Upload and download, upload and download. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's important. So, but if we spend time to study ahead of the test, right? Then that means you build your knowledge inside here. And you will have enough information here. And when you come to the test, when you look at the problem, you'll be able to, you only go one time, right? This one right here, go in here, and they only try for only one. This one will inquire the detail for the solution, and the solution result come back, and you'll be able to see of my consonant, and you'll be able to solve the problem right away without go to the second time. Then that means you don't waste your time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If the one who well prepared, who well study, then then that means if the one who well prepared or well spend time to study, that means they will be able to study. They can be able to finish the test very quick. Because each question, right? They go here only one path.
Mm-hmm.
You see, if we were well prepared, then the time we think is very quick because it come back very quick. The more data you have, the better result come back quickly. Okay. Just like when you go to the Google, right? You search for something, like you type in a specific question, the Google engine, they will asking the database. You search inside the database, and the database comes to the result. But depend on the data we have inside the database. If we have the good data inside the database, the result come back is very easy, right? You have a lot of good data, good result come back. But if the data inside the database is not good enough for the question you asking, it will come back, but you still not be able to find the solution. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is important. So now you you understand this concept. The same thing when we listen to the song, right? The ear consonant it will take an image of the song, right? The object, the song object, and it will send the song object to the mind consonant, right? And the mind, if in the past we already know, we have heard about this song already, and we also learned about the song, meaning of the song, and we have the knowledge in here already. So when this guy come here, then the data will pass to the mana. The mana will send to the Alaya to search for the song information. This guy come back to detail, and it will compare, right? And give the result back to here. And when it look into the memory, you will see the detail of the song. And this is where you're thinking, oh, this song is whatever the name of the song is, whatever the song author, whatever the meaning of the song, you know all those details because you already learned about that song. If we have already hearing song over and over again many times, this is where the knowledge you build. You see, right?
Mhm.
The same thing with the nose, right? You smell something. If you smell that thing before and the data knowledge in here, then when you smell something, you come back here and you search for it, it will return, oh, this smell, I have smelled this thing before in the past. And I know from, let's say that when you smell something is burning, right? When your mom cooking, right? Maybe it's overcooked, right? And you smell something it burn, right? And when you know contact smell, right? And they asking mana food, the mana come through here, and the knowledge you already because you already know that smell in the past, and now the knowledge come back with the result, and you oh this smell is maybe mom overcooked something, and that's why it smell like that, right? And you quickly come to your mom and say, Mom, did you overcook something? I smell something bad.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Hmm. Okay, the same thing when the tongue, right? When we take the food, right? When if mom make make food, make the good food, right? Then you already have a chance to eat that food before, and the knowledge about tasting is in here. So when you take the food, right, the non consonant will take a picture of the food object and send to the mind consonant, and it will also pass to the mana, and the mana go to here and search for it, and this guy will return the result. If we taste the food before and it come to here, and you know, oh, this is delicious, right? This is delicious. Oh, this food is very spicy, or whatever. Okay, so it's similar idea. Does it make sense to you? Does it make sense to you? Okay, so that makes sense to you, right?
Mhm.
Okay, okay. Okay, today, so I just explained you this thing already. Now, maybe we can do Steve Jobs. You know who is Steve Jobs?
Yeah,
You know him, right? That's good.
everybody knows him.
Oh, everybody know him. Okay, can you read the thing for me?
Okay, example 5. The story of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was a very intelligence with rich knowledge in computer technology. He was a businessman, industrial designer, and investor. His, hold on, I can't see it.
He
Uh,
was also, you want me to stop and say it again?
hold on, I can't see your screen anymore.
Okay, can you see it?
Um, yeah, okay. He he was also the co-founder of Apple Incorporations in the year 2000. When Microsoft first came out of the computer tablet, they were so proud of their new invention and laughed at him. Due to this incident, Steve Jobs and his designer team worked diligently day and night together to show the Microsoft what the real invention should look like. At the beginning, he created a prototype of the multi-touch screen tablet, uh, the size of an iPad. But he quickly thought that his tablet should be small like a cell phone. so it could be easily put into a pocket. He went to his designer team to inquire on how to reduce its size to a cell phone. Finally, they were able to figure out how to do it and created the first prototype of an iPhone. They successfully invented the iPhone. Steve Jobs based on this iPhone that he was able to invent iPad and many other Apple products that nowadays millions of people around the world use the Apple products.
Good, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. Now you understand the Buddhist psychology, okay? So Buddhist psychology, that means, okay, now we're gonna walk through the eight consonants. It's okay. Go ahead and,
Okay. Example 5, the story of Steve Jobs. Continuing. How do we use Buddhist psychology through the eight consciousness model? Explain how Steve Jobs' mind worked. His eye saw a Microsoft tablet and it means his eye contacted the tablet. It created the eye consciousness, and also Microsoft guys laughed at him because they were so proud that they have invented this tablet that Steve Jobs could not. His ears contact those arrogant voice. It's then also created the ear consciousness. At this time, the eye and ear consciousness did not have the ability to distinguish, but these two consciousness just set the tablet object and voice object to the mind consciousness. The following explain the functions convert from the brain in the consciousness term. Once the mind consciousness receives the object data and then loads to the short-term memory. The mana, which is the seventh consciousness, grasps the data from the short-term memory, and the mana wants to analyze to compare the incoming data with the data, which is the knowledge/experience, and the alaya consciousness, which is the eighth consciousness. By sending the inquiry request to the alaya consciousness, the alaya and then searches against the data knowledge in the alaya storehouse, and then it returns the search results in the mana consciousness, which is either which it either satisfies or not satisfies with the result. It also pushes results onto the mind consciousness short-term memory. In case of Steve Jobs, since he had a lot of knowledge and experience in the alaya storehouses consciousness, the data result in the short-term memory helped him to visualize a future tablet and the details with different functionalities. Due to the look down on him from the Microsoft guys, it hurted his feelings or his I and me and stuff from the mana consciousness. Therefore, I encouraged his mana consciousness working diligently, finding all the details about the tablet or similar designs from the alaya consciousness. The mind consciousness, the mana consciousness, and the alaya consciousness were constantly working together for many hours non-stop with back and forth. He and his team were able to come up with a new prototype for an iPhone instead of the tablet. The mind consciousness commanded the sense consciousness to create an iPhone prototype by using the computer software. Finally, they were successful into a new iPhone, iPad, and many other Apple products. The mind consciousness, mana, and alaya consciousness work together constantly that give the mind consciousness the power to have a lot of creative ideas, thoughts, planning, analyzing, and visualizing. The mind consciousness then coordinates with the sense consciousness to draw, to sketch, or to create the iPhone prototype.
does it make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
This is good, right? Okay, that's good. Well, can you summarize?
Well, when Bill Gates saw that Microsoft created a tablet, and they laughed at him and stuff and mocked him.
Steve Jobs.
Uh,
Steve Jobs.
he uses his.
Steve Jobs saw the Microsoft guy, right?
Mm-hmm. he uses his eye and ear consciousness, which is the tablet that he sees and the voices from the Microsoft guys, and then he processes it through the through his mind and Ali or and his mana, and then his I, me, and stuff is hurted because of his ego. So he wants to make a better uh, he wants to innovate a better technology than them. So then he gets to work and then he uses all his uh, all his consciousness combined, which is mind, mana, and the alia to work countless hours to create the iPhone prototype.
Wow, you're good. So
Thank
you
you.
understand very clearly. Did you see? Did you see the model that I lay out? It's very powerful. The mind is very important. If we don't know how to use our mind correctly, we will damage this one, right? But if we know how to use it correctly, and you will become the powerful person.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the Steve Jobs, you know what? In the past, he failed many times before he becomes successful. He
Mm-hmm.
failed many times. And you know what? In 1996, seven, I don't know. His the Apple company they kicked him out, something like that. And you know what? The Apple company almost when they kick him out, I don't know what year, I forgot. And later on, the Apple company almost bankruptcy went bankruptcy. And you know what? They call him back. And you know this time he tell the Apple, if you want me back, I have to have full control on my own design. Then I go back. Yeah, they do. So he became the co-founder with Apple. So then his innovation is super unbelievable because he have a lot of passion, and you know what? He know how to use his mind for his passion, right? If we know how to use our mind in the in innovation passion, oh man, the mind will help you to become the most powerful person. If you don't, you know what? We just like an ordinary person. You see, even worse, right? Yeah. So, wow, today we will stop right here. To next week we continue on. I will give you the conclusion.
Okay.
Don't you think this subject is good? You like it?
Mhm.
This is powerful. Okay, that's good. All right. Let's finish this thing for me, and we we will start. Uh, put our palm together. May every living being, our mind as one, and wherein with light share the fruit of peace, with heart of goodness, luminous and right. If people hear and see how hand and heart can find in given unity, may their mind awake to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness find reward, may all who sorrow live their reap and pain. May this boundless light break the darkness of their endless night, because our heart are one, this world of pain turn into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise. Thank you. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật ha. Good. That's